First off, before we really before I get into it, let's just welcome everyone back for the first time in like 2 months. It's been a long time. Just a lot of busy basketball.
I'm pausing again. I think
You are pausing.
that's not ideal. I didn't
Always
catch
does that
about
right when we press
30% of
record.
what you just said.
No, it's not. No, I just said that we haven't been here for around 2 months. That's all.
I know life's been happening. You got some things shaking. I got some things shaking as well, and obviously we're about to get back into the summer stuff too. So.
But no, back to that. Back to what we brought it in with court storming. Obviously, that's the talk of the week in college basketball, which is unfortunate because that is the most beautiful thing about college sports is upset and kids getting to celebrate with their team and friends and classmates. Like, come on.
So what are some of these viewpoints that you've seen that you really like? And I guess what's your take on it in general? Sounds like maybe you're for
I guess
it.
my take is like just everyone who has a sense of like every person who has just common sense and says, "Oh, just plan for it." You should know if you're playing a Kentucky or a Duke or a North Carolina when they're coming to your place, and there's a chance. There's always a chance. You should know, like, if you're hyping that game up for a sellout for a big student section, and you guys somehow pull it off, have people in place. Like, it's really not that hard to have a yellow rope around the court for 15 seconds after the game and let the players just get off to the sideline to shake hands and then just only block that portion of the court off and then let everyone else rush the court. Like, that's easy. I've seen North Carolina do it. I've seen these schools do it before. So it's like,
But I'm kind of with you in the sense of like it's when you're a student or whatever, or when you're playing and that you kind of like you think about that court storming moment, which is it's kind of crazy. It was the one with Filipowski. The thing that I noticed that was kind of crazy and it was tough for him to, I feel like, avoid it was how fast it happened. Like that buzzer went off and they were on the court.
No, yeah. I mean, they were on the court before the buzzer. That's wrong. Like, you can't have that. Like, that can't happen. But my thing is, like, I saw someone today have awareness of the situation. I saw, like, call that timeout before, like, hey, guys, like, just let them walk the ball up the court. Let's just stay off to the sideline. Like, get away. Let's start planning and get away from this. I don't want to put any of y'all in risk. So we'll just call timeout. Let's all stay right here next to the bench. That way we're all here. We can just step off, go shake hands. Yeah. You're down 4 with 4 seconds left. Why are you standing across the court when you know it's going to happen? Have some self-awareness, just a little bit of knowing.
So I didn't even see the game.
Thousands of people running onto the court.
I didn't even see the game. So it was a close game, and then the buzzer sounded and they rushed the court. That's how it happened.
Well, Wake Forest won by 4, and I think they ended up dribbling the ball out. But it's the clock's about to run out. You know that's going to happen. Like, start getting off to the sideline. You should know. Like, people were saying, like, I get it. Yeah, he didn't have a whole lot of time, but he did mosey on over. Like, he was in my opinion, it seems like he wanted something to happen.
Well, in the I don't know what your take was on like the initial exchange that hurt him or whatever, but it looked like both of them were like eyeing each other as they're running by.
Yeah.
So like I don't think it was Filipowski instigating. I don't think it was the other dude instigating. I think it was a very mutual like exchange that they were talking some smack as they're running by each other.
I don't think he's innocent one at all. Are the students innocent? No. Both parties are guilty. Both parties are guilty here, and it's pretty obvious when the overhead camera came on. You could see like the forearms coming out, and then when like just the misstep and hitting the knees, like everything just seemed to be like karma for each other.
Yeah, they were both of them were bracing for impact. Like they both started to lift their arms.
But I guess my thing is I saw Jay Billis say like arrest every student on the court for or whatever. That'll stop it right then and there. There's no like, bro, what are we doing? That is awful announcing 101.
What did he say? I didn't catch that.
My bad. He said that if you storm the court, that you arrest and detain all the students that storm the court.
Oh yeah,
and start handing out fines. Bro, what?
I saw that clip too. I was like, that's outlandish. What are we doing? Come on.
That's so outlandish.
What are we doing?
Like, it's super simple. Do what the NBA does. Have security before the game is over with yellow rope around the court. Mm-hmm. And then they just start easing the players off to the sideline with the yellow rope. Really simple. I mean, I don't understand why this is not even already in place. Like that just it's 2024. This has been going on for 40 years. And like I told my parents, and they get a kick out of this one. It all started when the god of the queen of college basketball acted like she got shot and died on the court. Like,
that's how you feel Filipowski is?
Yes. No, that's how I felt about Caitlin Clark.
Gosh,
this is where it all started. This is where the whole court storming thing started a couple months ago.
Yeah, that's true. Clark. I forgot that one happened too.
With her running out of Iowa, and her and that girl barely brushed, and then she walked off like her shoulder was out of place. It's like,
yeah, that was a mega flop action from old Caitlin.
Both of them walk off like they have season-ending injuries, and then 30 minutes later they come out and say, "Oh, I'm good. It's just a bruise. I'm fine." Yes, we saw you were fine when you faked the fall.
To me, it was the arm flail. The arm flail got me real good. Like, man,
I saw that.
You'll brush past each other. Like, come on now.
Let's stop this.
But I'm with you, Bush. Just to wrap it up, like I think there's ways. Like I think the people that say ban court storming, I think they're just reacting on the current event of today, and it's like there are ways to prevent things like this happening and contact with students and players. Allow that to be it's kind of like, and I get this is a little different, but like tearing down the goalposts in football, like that's what that's what student sections do.
Duke can't have it both ways. You can't have your football coming out and saying, "Oh, this is what college football is all about," when you got 14,000 kids on your football field after you beat Clemson to open the season, and then when another team does it to your basketball team, God Almighty, the world is over. Like, I just didn't like how everything was handled. He came out right away and said, "Oh, it was 100%. Like, they 100% meant to do it. It was all intentional." Like, come on, guys, we're overreacting here.
Yeah, that's it. It's funny to me how like it goes away quickly and then it'll rise back up just like that. This topic of conversation, right when something happens. You got a mega jug of water. Jeez,
I didn't hear anything you said.
Let's just address that atomic bomb of a water jug you have right there. My goodness.
64 ounces. Bubba, if Bubba wants to sponsor us, that'd be great. They're not going to see it, but
does it keep the ice frozen? That's the real question.
Dude, I had this when I was knocking doors in Arizona, and it would get colder on the inside. Like the ice would get bigger.
It would form together.
Mm-hmm.
Might have to sponsor us. Shout out, Bubba.
I guess.
Bush, go ahead.
I was gonna say that's all. That's my feelings on Court Storm.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
The overreactions. Like, let's pump the brakes. This is 2 events in the last 40 years that this has happened. Like, it's okay. We don't need to ban the coolest thing about college sports.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be honest with you, that's one of the biggest things that I love about college sports. I love when the upset happens and then boom, and the court is just filled with students.
Absolutely.
That is the coolest thing in the world.
Like we said, like that's something that I don't know. There's a fine line between the safety of things and then also like allowing people to enjoy this moment.
Can I say one more thing on this before we put
Go ahead, dude?
Because this just came to my mind. And I know you've seen this clip. The black and white footage of when Bob Cousy is dribbling the ball out for the Boston Celtics, and there's like 5 seconds left, and there's like people running on the court, running everywhere. In the 1940s, people in the NBA, I think
the NBA
will be okay. Like, I know people didn't get hurt during that.
The NBA.
The NBA used to do it.
Oh,
now
man.
Now it's different. I get that, a little more security, but you can do it the right way by ushering the players off the court and directing the crowd, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like herding sheep. It's like I don't know if you ever docked some sheep before, 100%. You know, but it's like what it is.
It is. So I'm over it. That's all I got on it, though.
Let's just get to. I don't know if we've introduced our episode segment of allotting 5 minutes for you to rant on something. But I would like to introduce that if we haven't already, and open the floor to you about what you would like to rant about. And I know you have your.
Well, that was a tough
I know you
one
have your topic already.
Well, let me take the first 30. Yeah, I do. I have 2 topics. The first 15 seconds is going to just be on LeBron James being the worst dad. Okay, let me take that back. Worst person in the world right now for that. Yeah. Come on, buddy. Let's just pump the brakes on drawing the attention to your son when you've done it for the last 365 days. Okay? Keep the same energy. Now, moving on. Okay. Youth basketball right now, dude. I don't know what it is about coaches or like quote unquote these coaches, but I don't know if they don't like how like energetic or intense I get on the sideline, like trying to talk to my team, or how loud I get, because I do get loud. I coach loud, but some people just always have to have a comment and like don't talk when you are like if you're coaching, do not talk to the other coach. Just don't do it. That's an unwritten professional rule. I personally, if you come at me on a sideline, will not respect you at all. Like, gone out the window. Done. And we could have been cool. You know what I mean? Like, that's something you don't do because it's almost like personal. It's a personal attack.
Yeah.
It's different than being on the court, if that makes sense. Because, like, I had a dude a couple weeks ago, divisions got combined, and his 7th grade team, which is really good, by the way. This is a 7th grade team out of Rapid that's like, they go down to Miami and get top 3. They're freaking good. Mm-hmm. And my team, we won by like 5 or something like that, and we're a bunch of 8th graders. Yeah, we should have won by more, but it is what it is. And they missed a foul at the end of the game, and I'm like, yo, like, look at his hand. He's got a handprint. And the coach looks at my player and goes, hey, you need to toughen up. You're in 8th grade. And then turns to me and says, you need to tell your team to toughen up. And I'm like, bro, don't talk to me. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's way out of line.
He said, I didn't catch that part. What did he say to you?
He told me and said, he looked at me and said, tell your team to toughen up. You need to tell your team to toughen up. I was like, excuse me? And then, so this last weekend, we're playing a team in the semifinals. And I'm not going to say who, because I'm not going to, people watch this. And one of their players is guarding my guy at half court. like we're on offense. He's guarding him at half court. So we're playing 4-on-4. I'm like, okay, just spread the floor out even more for us. Like, I'll take this. You know what I mean? I'll take that. So we score like first two, we score right away. And I go, Jace, if they're going to do that, just stand there and let them. Like, I'm cool with that. Technical difficulties. But anyways, so I tell my dude, Jace, after when that kid was standing, I was like, hey, just stand there. Like, that's fine. We want that. That plays into our hand. We'll score every time. And this coach fires at me, like comes at me. I said nothing to them. Nothing. Comes at me and says, well, he's over there just flailing around like he's trying to get fouled. I'm like, excuse, like, what did I say to you? I said nothing to you. I was coaching my team. I said, do not talk to me when I coach my team. I don't respect that, and I don't respect you now. Like, I said it, and it's just like it's a true statement because I strongly feel that's a strong thing. We're playing a basketball game with 8th graders, and you want to come at the other coach? What are we doing here? If that's what you're doing, if that's your whole mindset is to start like going at the other coach, if you don't like how they do something, or like maybe go look in the mirror and see if this is the right thing you should be doing, and if you're really teaching your kids the right thing. Like, for real, it's because it happened in the fourth grade game too. Like, I called the timeout, and this coach got mad at me from the day before because I teed his kid up, whatever, 4th grader, whatever. Yeah, I tee 4th graders up because I don't like when you throw a temper tantrum and tell me I haven't called a foul all day. I'll call you. Okay, here it is. Here's a technical foul. That's going on here.
Here's this for you.
And so I reported it to the desk. I said 2 points, gray ball, side out. Well, the white team takes it as a timeout. They go sit their team down. Well, we give the ball to the other team, and they go score a layup, and they freak out on us. And I'm like, I explained the whole situation. It's like, I can't do anything. You guys didn't call timeout. Fast forward to the next morning, I have to play that team. Karma. That's just instant karma. Yeah. So I knew it right away. I was like, oh, here we go. He starts talking to the other official about me when I was right there. And I turn around and go, yeah, let me explain the whole situation. This is what happened. So I explained the whole situation, and he just lost it and blew up on me. Like, you could have done a better job of just explaining it to us. I'm like, I don't have to. This is I'm officiating the game the way I believe it, how I want to call it. Like, so be it and whatnot. So he had to, like, that ref had to separate us because, like, he would things were starting to get a little more intense, right?
Yeah,
because I just didn't like the way he attacked me at 8:00 in the morning.
Yeah, especially at 8 a.m., man.
Like, dude, it's 7:50. Come on, bro. It's 7:50. I'm mad because we got hosed out of the number 1 seed in this division. We should be the 1 seed, but it is what it is. And so I call timeout down 10-2. He comes out yelling, "Let's go," and makes eye contact with me, just clapping at me. I'm like, are you serious? Like, this guy is really in it.
They're just disrespecting you, Bush.
Like, show me up right now. Just disrespected me. And I had to take that L so humbly. Oh my goodness. I did. I took it and I shook the hands. I didn't really shake that guy's hand because I gave him the good game game slap. Quick one. I didn't avoid anything. Like, I slapped his hand. I wasn't petty of me, whatever. I shook the other 2 coaches' hands. I was just like, hey, you need to talk to him about, like, all this stuff that led up. Like, we can't be doing this in front of 4th graders, because if this is what we're doing and this is how we're going to interchange with each other moving forward at other tournaments, that's not good. Like, that's going to be ugly. You know what I mean? So we have to make this better and not do this, you know? Like, that's not good for our image, their image, and for these 4th graders. It's not. Back to the 1 seed thing. This is my last rant. Okay, the 1 seed beat a team 13-11 and beat the Douglas Bearcats 25-10. Okay, note that second game. Note that we beat the team that we lost to in the first round of the tournament 37-22, and then we beat the Douglas Bearcats 58-18. That's a 40-point differential, right?
Yeah, that is.
Who's the better team? Who's the better team?
So what was the tiebreaker? What was the points? I'm guessing the rule was point. Oh, really?
was the first tiebreaker, which
that's ridiculous.
And that's what I said. And the argument that was thrown back to me was I'm gonna catch heat for this, but it is what it is. I don't support or promote blowouts. What do you want me to tell my team when we get up 3-0? Hey, hold the ball. Just hold the ball. We're going to get the 1 seed off points allowed.
They wanted closer games. What?
I'm sorry that my team was running fast. Like, we're just out here running and gunning, folks. I'm sorry my team is just a little bit like that much advanced.
Dude, I just gotta say that is
blasphemy.
That epitomizes the like everybody gets a trophy mentality. That's unbelievable. Like, are you serious?
No, I mean, and I had like we couldn't get it changed. Like, we argued that all night. I argued. My theory was this. I was like, so you're telling me, you're sitting here telling me that I could win 150-4, and the same team plays the other team and they win 3-2, and they get it in because they get the 1 seed because points allowed. You're telling me that that's right. You're telling me that that's the better team. Like, that's what you're going to tell me right now?
Oh, man.
I just don't want to support blowouts. Like, all right, well, I'll take my L and I'll play this 8 a.m. game, and you know what? Maybe it was all karma for the day before. Maybe. Whatever, but I still got the dub with my 8th graders. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
They grew a lot that weekend, and I was proud of them. So
I'm glad you got that stuff off your chest, for sure.
God dang, that was a tough one.
The one thing I'll say is the thought that first came to mind was like, I feel like if you coach enough, you'll run into those coaches that they take the things that you're saying to your team as shots at them.
Yeah,
you know, and it's like, no, I'm not like if you yell out to your team like the back cuts open all day.
I'm letting my
guys know. They take it as like, oh, like you're coming at my team or my coach or me as a coach or whatever. It's like, no, I'm just telling my team what I see. And I feel like that's what happened with that one guy.
100%. Yeah. I don't know. I just was like, Jace, if they're gonna stand there, because Jace was getting frustrated. I could see it on his face. He thought he was getting. He did kind of think he was getting held a little bit. I'm like, yo, just let it be. Like, we scored. It's cool. And he's like, I know. I was like, all right. I'm just trying to calm you down a little bit, dude. I had 2 kids on my team dunk. Obviously, I told you in the group chat, Mike. The first one,
they're punching.
He went up. It wasn't like a clean 2-handed dunk. He like lost the ball a little bit and it went in, but he had 2 hands on the rim and snapped it down. And I was just like, oh.
Yeah.
Next time down, big boy just pins one off the backboard. I was like, dude, I got a squad right now because we just recruited these guys. And after the game, like you should have seen the kids' face when they blocked the one off the backboard. But after the game, I looked at my guys and I said, here's the thing. Now people are going to realize, like, oh, my God, this team is going to be, like, they're going to be intimidated for one by our size, but they're going to give us their best shot because everyone's going to want to beat us now. But you have to have you have to carry the swagger that we're going to go out there and literally bully every single team around the rim. And we did, honestly.
Dude, that's hearing you talk about your squad, it seems like they're doing good things, and I know you've sent the pics about them winning and stuff too, so that's been good to hear that.
I'll give a little secret out. This is what I've been starting to do. I started this like a month ago, and it seemed to help. After the first quarter's over, when everyone comes, because we do quarters right now. We're doing quarters in these youth tournaments, like 9-minute quarters. So every time they come over at quarter, I go, what's the score? 0-0. All right, perfect. What do we got to do? Win the quarter. All right, let's go. We got to win this quarter. It's a 9-minute scrimmage. It's 0-0. That score don't matter no more. So we're up 5. It cannot come down lower than 5. right?
Mm-hmm.
So we come down 6-point lead at halftime. They're like, "Did we win the quarter?" I was like, "Yeah, we won it by 1. Good job. Like that's like good job. That's a good win. Small wins. Let's think about that." But now it's on to the next quarter. 0-0 again. Okay, we have to win this third quarter. Lost it by 2. I come back to the huddle. I heard 2 or 3 kids. Hey, coach, did we win the quarter? I was like, no, we lost by 2. 2 kids go, come on, guys, we got to be better defensively. Like we're letting too many offensive rebounds go. And I just started clapping. I'm like, see, you guys are already locked into what you have to do to win. So go do it. Go win this game.
Yeah, man. When they, it's good when kids start coaching themselves. Like they start to realize the mistakes they're making or the reads they're supposed to be making out there on the floor. It's fun when kids start doing that.
And it's not pretty by any means, but we get it done sometimes.
That's all it takes, man. That's all it takes.
But no, that was a 10-minute rant session, but it needed to happen.
You had some. It's been a minute, so I understand that you had some things to get off your chest. So, I've been hearing about it in the chats recently. So, I just pulled up this Westminster Colorado Mesa game. Is this?
What's the score?
I thought Westminster was playing Western today.
No, it was Mesa.
Oh yeah, you're right. It is.
These guys are nuts from the free throw line. Holy God!
I know.
Hey, since we're going back to RMAC basketball, I want to give a quick shout out to my boy Matthew Ragsdale. I found this out today that he is the first ever NCAA basketball player in any division, apparently, to have 1,000 points at 2 different schools, at 2 different NCAA schools. That's dope. I don't care crazy, who you are. That is the definition of a bucket.
Shout out Rags, man. That's big time. That's that's a cool accomplishment to have and to be able to say that you did that, and especially because
last year's team was loaded with scores, dude.
Exactly. Like to be able to put up the numbers to have 1,000 points at Black Hills when he's playing with Joel Scott and all those other guys that were there as well. It's like he obviously was still getting some buckets too.
That when I saw that he had hit 1,000 points last weekend or whatever, I was like, whoa, really? Like, no, I wasn't even like trying to be, because I know he's a bucket, but I was just like, no way. How many points?
Just on the Rags topic, real quick, I think he's completely embraced the role that he's playing right now on that Black Hills State team. Like I think
100%.
a lot of their success is the fact he's understood that he needs to be aggressive on the offensive end at all times, not just in spots. Like he's got to be aggressive at all times, and I think his numbers show that.
Oh, for sure. He had 37 last, like, nuts. And in the game I went to on his senior night, I had flashbacks of sitting on the bench at Western, dude. And when he went nuts in the second half against Regis, I was just like, I'm watching a Western game right now where he just is now taking over, completely just taking this game over and demanding the ball and making shots.
Yeah. They started out, they had a rough start, I feel like, to the season in kind of the RMAC, but they've started to figure it out. It's been good to see.
Yeah, so speaking of the RMAC, let me pull up the standings. Big game. What's the score of the Mesa game since you said that's going on?
They don't have the score up right now.
Oh, because I know Mesa Fort Lewis tied. Where's Mesa ranked in the nation? I know.
Last time I saw, they were number 6. Yeah, they don't got the score up right now on this stream. I can't tell. But I got the standings.
It's obviously
right
it's obviously between Mesa and Fort Lewis.
Yeah, both at 19-1. Who won the head-to-head between them? Do you remember? Was it Fort Lewis? Because Fort Lewis's loss was to Westminster, wasn't it? Or who did Fort Lewis lose to in conference?
Fort Lewis lost to Colorado. No, they didn't lose. Who did they lose to?
Let's take a look here.
They lost to Colorado Springs.
Oh, that's right. UCCS beat them. That is right.
So Mesa's 7-9 in the nation, and Fort Lewis is number 2. I don't agree with that. I think Mesa should be like at least top 5.
You think so? I think. I mean, I think with the rankings, especially when you're getting into the top 10-ish, a lot of those teams can go. A lot of those teams can go, up or down a couple spots, and it's not that big of a deal. I feel like.
But I don't know. It's just I think once we got how do you think this is gonna play out for the playoffs? This is the last weekend.
Well, let's look here and let's see what the schedule is. So Fort Lewis has Metro at Metro.
Metro's gonna drop a game. Perfect. That's gonna help BH out.
You think you got Fort Lewis on that one? I think so too.
Yes.
I'm gonna ask you. Let me ask you this real quick. How many teams have you watched? Like, have you watched Mesa play? Have you watched Fort Lewis play?
I really haven't. I told you, like I'm always busy on the weekends, so I don't get any really. I see scores. Honestly, that's all I've been seeing this year. I've been seeing scores.
Yeah.
So
I feel like Fort Lewis and Mesa.
And I get to see those highlights that RMAC Insider puts out.
Shout out RMAC Insider, appreciate you. But Fort Lewis is like, I feel like they're really predicated on their defense, and they're so deep, like we've talked about. And Mesa has just turned into this flame throwing team from the 3-point line and the free throw line. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, those dudes can't miss from the free throw line. That's nuts. I will say, if you can't, that's winning basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Free throws are so important. If your whole team can hit free throws, dude, like you're winning the close games when the team's got to foul you.
Yeah.
But
Fort Lewis,
field,
I feel like Fort Lewis is going to go 2-0 this weekend. I know they got Colorado School of Mines at School of Mines, but School of Mines hasn't been trending the right direction, if you ask me. They've lost some games that or kind of made some close games. Who's that?
School of Mines. They end at home, so they'll be. Oh yeah,
right. They got Fort Lewis. Game. They got Fort Lewis on Saturday.
Senior night. I might.
Ooh, that's a good point. That's a good point.
I might take Coach Pryor and the Ore Diggers on Saturday night. I think Fort Lewis splits. I think Mesa sweeps. They got Western at home. They got Western at home, and then tonight they're at Westman. If they win tonight, then I think Mesa is in total control if they're the 1 seed or not.
So you think who's Mesa got?
Western on Saturday.
They got Westminster and Western, yeah. Yeah, I think like Western or Mesa's going 2-0 for sure.
Yeah. I think Fort Lewis drops that game on the road.
They're up 33-14 right now.
Oh God. Regis at home against Ball. That's Saturday. We go Friday. Regis gets Highlands. I'm gonna take Highlands on that.
Oh wait, we can't give up our picks, man. We can't be giving up our picks for this RMAC Pick'em right now.
Bro,
but I think it is good to talk about it.
I'm not saying no more. I'm saying no less.
We can just talk about though. We can just talk about though, like the thing I'm interested in. I think obviously Fort Lewis Mesa are going to be 1-2. You know, wherever it plays out, one of those guys is going to be 1-2. Mm-hmm. The thing I'm kind of interested in right now is kind of the Regis to Shattering State UCCS range. Regis is at the 6th spot right now at 11-9. South Dakota Mines at 9-11. CSU Pueblo at 8-12. Shattern State at 8-12, and UCCS at 7-13. New Mexico Highlands. And New Mexico Highlands and Western are both 7-13 as well. So I feel like.
Oh my! See, that sucks.
What?
I hope the Western boys make it, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think they got some work to do. The one that's interesting to me is CSU Pueblo plays Regis. Go ahead.
No, what were you gonna say? CSU Pueblo plays Regis.
So CSU Pueblo's sitting at 8 right now, tied with Shattern State. But if I remember right, I think Shattern State beat CSU Pueblo both times. I want to say
they are slipping right now.
Who's that?
Shattern
State. Yeah, they've struggled. But they play UCCS. CSU Pueblo plays UCCS and Regis this weekend. That's two games that are tough to call.
Shattern's on the road against Mines and BH. Oh man.
So who you think Black Hill gets the 4 spot between Black Hill State and Metro?
BH.
You think so? They got Colorado Christian and Shattern State at home.
I think the boys get them.
Metro's got Fort Lewis and Adams State. Ooh, that's going to be close, man. I think Black Hills looks good right now. No disrespect, Coach Glove.
I think Metro's just got a tough game at home on Friday night.
Yeah.
They control their own destiny, though. That's the thing. But I don't understand where BH and Metro, like BH hit the head-to-head with them, right?
So I think that's where that performance indicator comes in.
No, BH lost. BH beat them 75-56 in Spearfish, and then they went down to Denver and lost 75-58. So they have a point differential between the two games, I guess.
Yeah, the performance indicator for Metro is 12.045, and then for Black Hills it's
12.018, right? Or
12.318. Oh, so Black Hills is actually higher in the performance indicator. Jeez.
I think they get it. It's going to be a tough weekend, though. It's going to be a good weekend. This is always the best weekend of RMAC basketball because I guarantee you one of those top teams lose.
Dude, I was just going to say that. I was just going to say,
I guarantee it.
The last weekend in RMAC play is always super fun to watch because some crazy stuff happens, I feel like.
Dixie State screwed us my first year at Western, dude. They dropped they dropped a game to Regis on the road and then to someone else the next night, and that helped out Regis get into the playoffs.
Oh, really?
And we were rolling at that time. We won out. Had Regis lost, we would have got in. Yeah.
Oof.
Because we beat Mesa at home. We beat Mesa on senior night at home to end the season, and like we needed someone to lose that night, and it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Always happens, dude. Last 2 weekends, something crazy always happens when it's close like this.
And I feel like we've talked about before with the RMAC, how that kind of 4 through 8, 9 spot, there's so much fluctuation all the time. It's always crazy to see what happens. I will say this, though. Like Metro and Black Hills, they've got a game on Regis. And then Regis has a 2-game lead on the next closest team, South Dakota Mines. So that's something that I feel like isn't quite as close as it usually is. Usually it's like a 1 game difference between 4 through 9, 5 through 9.
Oh, I think this is kind of one of the first times it's been the top two by a mile in a long time. But anything can happen in that tournament. Remember last year, Mesa hosted and they lost first round.
So, that is true. That is true.
You never know what happens. You never know. But I want to get into this draft. Because I want to see who you got.
I'm excited for this too.
So I was associated with the RMAC longer, so this draft will start from any players from the 2014-15 season and current. So that's
Right.
who me and Hills were going to draft the top.
Oh wait, that is my first year. That's my first year in the RMAC too. So yeah, just draft your starting 5.
Yeah, it was your first year. What are you thinking, bro?
What am I talking about?
God bless.
Get it together.
I was sitting there thinking this whole time, like, that can't be right. Anyways, but yeah, so we're just drafting our 5. So I can't pick if he can't pick who I can't. We can't pick.
Right. So once we pick them, they're off the board. And you can't take them. So do you want to do a snake draft or do you want to just alternate?
Let's just alternate.
Just alternate back and forth?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll let you go first, Pig. You're younger and you're my son.
My first pick, I'm going with Derek White.
Yep. That's a fair pick. That was probably going to be my first pick as well. So respect. I'm going to go with Joel Scott.
That's easy. Thanks for making.
Yeah, that's a good first pick for me. I feel good about that.
When I was telling you earlier that I didn't have Joel Scott on my thing, because I picked Ryan. I'm picking Ryan Steffen.
Yeah, that was one I really wanted right there. I'm not gonna lie to you. So that one hurts.
He's gone. All right, who you got?
Next one I want. You might not respect. Actually, I think you will respect this pick. Do you hear me?
Now I can.
I'm going Raekwon Mitchell.
Oh, I didn't even have him on my. Oh my lord!
Mm-hmm. I'm going Raekwon Mitchell, baby. New Mexico Highlands, just an absolute bucket.
Sammy Barnes was, in my opinion, OC'er.
Really? Oh, I'm definitely opposite on that. I thought Raekwon Mitchell. No disrespect to Sammy Barnes Tompkins, but Raekwon Mitchell
so with
was a different beast.
My next pick, then I'm going with this is my 3-guard, Dane Goodman.
Who?
Dane Goodman.
Oh yeah.
That dude.
It's a solid pick. That is a solid pick. I didn't have him on my list either.
Oh.
So my next pick, I'm going to go with this was tough because I want both of these dudes bad, but I'm going to go with add a little bit more size to my lineup and go with Mitch McCarron.
You say who'd you say?
Mitch McCarron. You feel free to tell me how you feel about that.
Give me Nicholas K. Yep, I'm going going big.
That's very fair.
Nicholas K. and Ryan Steffen.
I'm going to combat your Ryan Steffen pick. I'm going to go with a guy in the same era by the name of Alex Herrera. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, 3-time defensive RMAC Defensive Player of the Year, if I'm not mistaken. 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, he was really good. And then, my last. Oh my gosh, this is tough. I'm looking at 2 names right now. I have to. I just have to because I've never seen a dude score the ball like Rags.
Yeah, I knew you were going with him. I freaking knew
it. He goes with. So I'm gonna go with old Ragsdale at my 2 guard. Shoot,
you know what?
Play the 3, move Dane Goodman up to the 2.
I can't even. I might have to go a little small ball and move my guy Mitch McCarron to the 3 and go with Josh Blaylock.
Oh. I already put Mitch McCarron at your 3.
Blaylock, I was gonna put him at the 2 and maybe have a little size, but
okay, you get 1 6 man, 1 6 man,
1 6 man. Go ahead.
Oh. Jack Pajenkoff.
That is not a name I was expecting to hear.
Really? RMAC Player of the Year, man. That dude, as a point guard, he controlled talk about controlling a game.
No, I respect it. But that was not a name I was expecting to hear.
That was the one I told you when we were looking at names. I was like, oh my god, that guy.
You know who I'm gonna go with? Riley Ferris.
That's a good pick.
All 8 years of his college career.
That's a really good pick. That's a good lineup right there.
Yeah, man, I'm proud of that. So what was yours again?
So my starting 5 at the 1, I got Derek White.
At the you 2, put Derek White at the 1. Okay.
Yep. At the 2, I got Rags. I got Goodman at the 3. Nicholas K at the 4 and Ryan Steffen at the 5. And then Pajenkoff coming off the bench to run the show as a 6 man. And then you got Josh Blaylock at the 1, or Raquan Mitchell.
Raquan Mitchell. Then I got Josh Blaylock at the 2. Then I got Mitch McCarron at the 3. Joel Scott at the 4. Alex Herrera at the 5.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good game.
That would be a good game. I definitely got more bucket getters than you do.
Bullshit. No way.
You know who I wanted to put on there, but he didn't fit into our timeline, was Brandon Jefferson.
Yes, he was very good. I wanted to throw Marlon Johnson in there so bad.
Yeah, he was one that came to mind for me. Is he the dude that punched on me?
Yeah.
Oh,
if I can upload that video to this episode, I will.
Do it, dude. I hope you can find it.
Nasty.
I tried to take a charge if it's any consolation.
I had the clipboard in my hand.
But he jumped over me.
I was sitting on the bench like this, everyone. Like a kid on the like this, right? Clipboard right here.
Oh man. I will never forget that, bro. He really Euro step jumped over me.
And landed even with the stanchion.
I know.
He jumped from the middle of the paint and landed outside of the baseline. Like, I don't think people understand, like, our baseline was pretty big. Like, it's a wide baseline, and he landed, like, not touching green. He was touching the floor.
he flew. I don't know how he didn't hit his head on the backboard or something, but I did not make a business decision in that moment.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Not one bit. So do you have other names that you had on there?
Chris Golden.
Chris Gold was one of mine.
That's really it. Honestly, that was
Yeah.
I got who I wanted. Did you
You
have any
know,
other ones?
I had one that I wanted to. What I was thinking about putting on the list was Go Cool Nateson. You remember him?
Hmm.
Go Cool Nateson. You remember him?
Oh yeah, he was. That's
Dude,
Riley
he
Ryan's
was
boy.
he was he was the longest defender I've ever played against. That dude was like he was
Great
like
hands.
Elastigirl out there. That dude was boink
Great
boink
hands.
picking everything off.
Oh, I'll never forget that. That was the
What?
best.
What?
Man,
I
that
didn't
dude
hear what
from
you
that
said.
Goku got great hands, man. Whoa, Riley.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh? Max just
Excuse
threw him
me?
under the bus. Like, whoa, excuse me.
Excuse me?
Did you
That's
say?
too funny.
Oh my lord. I don't know. I feel all is right in the
I'm
world now.
sorry.
Draymond.
I'm looking through some of these names, man. The one thing I want to say though is to people that listen, namely RMAC Insider, some of these people we've been corresponding with throughout the time we've been doing this is give us your top 5 draft picks, your
Ooh,
top 5
yeah.
starting lineups from your guys' time around the RMAC, because I think some of these guys have been around a little bit longer than we have, so it'd be interesting to see what they
I
have to say.
agree. I agree. I would like to see all that. I know we'll get if we'll clip that and we'll get a bunch of people to interact with that.
Yeah,
But I like that idea.
yeah, man.
Um,
Like you said, all is right with the world now that we hop back on the pod.
yeah, all is right in the world because my boy Wardell is Wardelius.
Wardelius is Wardelliying.
It's Steffortless. I love when
Oh
Shaq and them do
man,
that. Oh, it's
it's
Steffortless because it is.
Steffortless. It really is effortless for him.
We're we're 30-27. We're rolling.
Hey, one
We're
more thing
we're
before we wrap this up,
above the
Bush.
Lakers.
One more thing
What's up?
before we wrap this thing up is what's up with you slipping in the RMAC pick'em, man? You're slipping. I think you're in fourth now, fifth now. What's going on?
Yeah,
I will
that's just
say
not called. That's
there's
just
been
called
some
not
crazy
paying
games.
attention. There has been some
Yeah,
crazy games. There's been a couple bad picks on my part. I got a little, I got because it's like you think you're gonna get an upset here and there, so you got to try and
yeah.
pick one here and there, right? So I
And
tried to get a
you
little
feel good
greedy
when
on a
you pick
couple
the
picks.
upsets. Yeah,
Well, yeah, because I'm thinking, oh yeah, that totally can happen. I've seen that happen before. Well,
yeah,
it's not the past. It's different teams now. So
absolutely.
all I can say is this: is where's the standings? I'm 3 games back from RMAC Insider. One bad weekend.
There's only 2 games left though, big dog.
2 week. Yeah, I know.
Or two. Yeah, I guess you could make up a lot of.
Let me go
You could
undefeated
make.
this weekend and see what happens. Let's see some people lose some games.
You do have
Oh
a
my!
lot of games that
If
could switch.
whoa, dude, me and Bob really dropped.
That's what I'm saying, bro. You've fallen off right now.
I was putting to yeah. See, week 10 was bad, 6-8. I went 6-8, and then I went 8-6, and then last week I went 9-5. Yeah, see, I'm slumping,
Yeah, there were a couple game or weeks
slumping.
for me as well that were not good.
Um,
But
yeah,
that's all
you had
right.
a 9-6er. You had a 12-1 week though. No one has had an undefeated week. That's actually surprising.
That is surprising.
That's crazy.
Mesa up 52-28 at the half. This one might be curtains.
Curtain call, please.
But let's wrap this thing up, man. It's been good being on the kitchen hook again. We appreciate you guys. Bush, good seeing you again, my guy.
You too. As always, episode 38, Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Music. iHeartRadio, that one as well. God bless, It's been a long time since we've ran through that one.
Yes, indeed.
So we'll see you guys later. We'll try and get some guests on next time or the time after, but we're back in this thing. I'm not as busy during the weeks anymore. I know Hilbs isn't as busy during the weeks anymore, so we got time.
We got time today.
Always got time. Other than that,
peace, y'all.
See y'all.